everyone, it's Cora here. Welcome back to the second episode of OAGPC Cycle 4. This week's theme was Color Week, and JoJo B10, Dollworks, Eddie's AG Adventures, AG Swifty 16, and Lena AG all took their pass. Before we get into the video though, I have been editing a video for choir for 2 hours today, and I'm kind of just tired of editing, so this might not be my best job just because I don't really have the patience for it right now, but I'm trying to keep my word because I said I'd always get the videos out on Sunday. That just keeping my word, so it might be a little bit more rushed than usual, but hopefully it will still be okay. There will be an elimination today, but first let's get into the photos. This first photo comes from Shooting Stars AG, and she did blue. I think the lighting looks really good on this picture, and I like how she's looking right at the camera and she's sitting on her bed. I think it's cool that you chose blue and then she's like crying because you said that she's the color that you picked is blue, and she's feeling blue and sad too. I like her outfit, although it looks kind of more on the purple side to me, maybe like purple indigo, but I wouldn't really say it's blue. I think this maybe it's just me, but I think this kind of looks more like a purple photo because the pillows are purple and her dress is kind of like an indigo purple. So I think, I don't know. I just don't think it really fits the blue idea, but I think if you had said purple, that probably would have been better as long as there wasn't a blue bow. I like how you have a blue bow because it kind of wraps in a bit more blue. But overall, other than that, I think this is a pretty great photo. Good job. This photo comes from Drew's Dollies, and she did pink. I think it's cool that you followed the theme, but you also added on more to it, and they're actually doing an activity, which I think is cool. I like how they're having a pillow fight, and they have pink pillows. I like Giles' hairstyle, but there's kind of a lot of flyaways, so if you know how to edit that out, I think that would have been good, or if you could have maybe just done it more neater in the first place, it probably would have made the photo look better, even though it's kind of just a small detail. There's also a lot of shadows on the walls. I think the lighting is pretty good, but it just casts a lot of shadows, so maybe you could have taken that from a different angle, it would have looked better, because I think the shadows look a little distracting. I also would have added something on the walls because it would have just made it feel a little bit more homey, not just like you made a set for a picture, and I totally get you, I struggle with this too. But I think the overall quality of the picture is pretty good, it's not blurry or anything, and yeah, great job this week. This photo comes from American Girl Bliss, and I love how this whole photo is green, but there are different shades of green, so it's not just like a super green photo. But there's also just different shades, and it makes the picture look really nice. I think the lighting is really good, and I love her pose. I love how she's looking right at the camera, and her eyes just look so green with the other green colors. I feel like it really pops, and using Felicity was just a good idea because her green eyes just add so much more to the picture. I love her dress, by the way. It's so cute, and I feel like it fits Felicity's time period. And I like how the grass is blurred and she's sitting on clovers. My one little thing is that the right side of the picture, on the clovers, is blurred, but the other on the left side is kind of not. So, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much, but I feel like just a little nitpicky thing would have been to make the sides more even so one isn't blurry and the other isn't. It would have just made the picture look a little bit nicer. But I still think this photo is really great, Sophia. Good job. This photo is from My Dazzling Dolls, and she did yellow. First off, I really like that you used a welly wisher, because I feel like I don't see those in pictures too often, so I think it was a cool detail that you used one. I like the dress that she's wearing, and I like how Camille is sprawled on a blanket reading a book, and the book is covering her face. I like how the grass is very green, but the yellow dandelions in it really tie it back to the theme. And I also like how she's laying on a yellow blanket. My thing is, though, that the blanket is really bright, and kind of same with Camille, so I would have turned the brightness down so it just wasn't so bright and in your face. But I think other than that, this is a pretty great photo. Good job. This photo comes from Phalo Bella AG, and she did blue. I like how she's sitting on her bed and she's looking right at the camera and she's holding her guitar. I also like how there's a lot of different colors of blue in this picture. Something I would have done differently, though, is that there's a lot of, wall over her head, and there's, not any posters on it either, so I would have cropped the picture down, and then it would have made the focus a little bit more on her, because I feel like there's just a lot of, I don't know, it's just a very spacious picture, and I think it would have looked better if it was just focused on her a little bit more. But I really like the dress that your doll is wearing, and one last thing is that I would have smoothed her hair out a little bit more, because it just looks a little messy, and it would have just make the picture look a little bit better, but other than that, I think you did a great job. This picture comes from Surfs Up AG, and she did pink. I like how Lila is checking in at a hotel, and like I said for Drew's Dollies, I like how there's just activity going on. I think both of the dolls' hair looks really neat and their clothing really fits the theme. I think the lighting is kind of bright on them though, like it's really shining in their face, so I would have turned that down a little bit more. And the top of Lila's head is like, it's really cropped at the top of the picture, so her head is cropped out, so I would have made the picture just a little bit, like, I don't know how to say this, like bigger? Maybe? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but maybe like just a little bit less cropped. I also think it would have looked a bit better if she wasn't staying on carpet, like the hotel wasn't carpet, because usually at least lobbies are a tile and not carpet, but if you didn't have that available to you, I get it. Other than that though, I think this is a pretty great photo. This picture comes from All About Stop Motions and she did green. I like how your doll is dangling in the tree, and I like how the picture is very bright. I like how her hair is like, it's dangling out and it's just not like tucked like over her back. I think it makes the picture look more realistic, and I like how her dress is green. I think the quality of this picture is pretty good. Although I don't like the big pole that is right by her head. I think it just looks kind of distracting. It would have looked better if you could have taken it from another angle where that pole thing wasn't in it, but other than that, great job this week. This picture comes from All Things AG, and she did blue. I like how this is a very blue picture, but I feel like it's not an overwhelming amount of blue, if you get what I mean. Like, there are different colors. I like the lighting of the picture in the middle and, like, on the doll, but on the sides, it's, like, I don't know, like, it's kind of weird. It looks really unrealistic. It's just, like, this teal color, and it's really bright. So I would have just liked it if the sky just looked all natural and it weren't super bright on the sides. I like how your doll's hair is braided, but it looks really messy, so I would have liked to see it with her hair not so messy because it's kind of distracting. I like how she's in the sky though because it adds a lot more blue, but I wish that the picture weren't so like cropped on her because I want to see more of her rather than the sky, and the sky could just be more in the background, so not so much above her head, if you get what I mean. But I know that was a lot of critiques, but I think other than that, this is a pretty great photo. This picture is from Hannah Girl Dolls, and she did red, as you can obviously tell. I like Courtney's red dress. It looks really nice in the picture, and it's just really red, and it really fits with the color you chose. I like how the American Girl boxes are all red, and they're all stacked, although I'm not really sure why she's laying on the boxes, but I guess let's just roll with it. About the boxes, though, I would have turned the Corinne box in more because it's all very red except for that side of blue that's poking out, and it just would have looked better. I also don't know if that like kind of grayishy white line at the bottom is my bad cropping job in your community post or something you did, but I can't find it. I can't find your community post, so I guess we'll never know. At least me, at least. And it also looks kind of fuzzy at the bottom, like the lighting is a little odd down there, and she's not looking at the camera. So I would have liked to see those things improved, but other than that, I think you fit the theme of red very well. The last picture comes from the doll fam, and she didn't specify what color she did, so I'm guessing you did purple. Next time, please just specify so I know. I think the lighting on this is pretty good, and I like her hairstyle, although it is kind of messy, so I would have liked to see that smoothed out more. And you can see if you kind of look a little bit closer that around her head there are some flyaways, so I would have liked to see those edited out if you have that available to you. I like how she's laying on the blanket with her arms spread out. I kind of would have liked to see a little bit more purple wrapped into this picture because, I guess I don't really know if you did purple. I'm just assuming. But saying you did purple, I think maybe something else in the black pants would have been a little bit better. Like, if you had blue, I think it would have matched the background of the picture a little bit more because it looks very bright except for that black spot. And the picture does look a little bit fuzzy, although I do know that this is one of your older pictures. So maybe next time don't use an old picture and this would have turned out a little bit better. But other than that, I think this is a good photo, CC. And that's all the pictures, so now let's get on to the rankings. This does mean that All Things AG is eliminated. Please remember that I'm not a professional photographer and that this is just my opinion, and please don't be discouraged. Anyways, next week's theme is Nature Week. Your photos are due on Saturday, as always, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Bye!